But the main reason to want MLI here would be lower fees, right? Like you're going to pay
lower
less
fees,
premiums.
amortization,
higher loan to value.
Higher loan to
But
value.
I think the reason why you don't underwrite it with MLI Select is how many times that program changed in the last, 2 years?
Yeah.
So run it like this. If you like it like this, great.
That's exactly.
There might be a better solution where we're getting you 95% loan to value, but this is your bread and butter where this still makes sense.
This is the lens under which you buy deals, right?
Yeah.
If you like it here, I'm certain you're going to like it through the other combos.
Yeah.
And that's where the good, strong mortgage broker will run those models around those scenarios, right? But this is enough to get you in the dance. Go, I like that deal, and off to them.
Yeah. Welcome back to REI Hot Seat. I've changed seats today, and we got a different backdrop. And I got 4 people here in total. So we got Dave, Zach, Jake.
Pretty much just a whole new podcast.
Yeah, it's a whole new show. Everything you've been missing, now you have it. So anyways, a lot less of me talking today, more of these guys. So we're going to be talking about an 8-plex deal.
Yep.
And I like this format. So what's going to happen is this is Jake's deal somehow. So Jake's listing. He sent the numbers over to Dave, who kind of took a different set of eyes and just kind of did his own interpretation on it. Dave's going to narrate what we see with the numbers here. But I'll ask the question to you, which I'm now becoming known for asking, is why should anybody want to know about this deal?
Right on. Yeah. Sorry, did you say somehow?
Did I? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I heard that.
Is listing
Just
somehow?
before I go, you're like, yeah, it's Jacob's listing. Somehow.
He did say that.
He did say that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. I'm like, wait, hold on. I got to address this.
I'm glad you addressed it.
I don't know why I said that.
Anyways. The odd listing.
Kudos to you for not letting him get away with that. That's
No, good.
Thank you for not letting
I
me
had
get
to say
off.
it before I went. Hold on. No, anyways, this is a great listing. So this is it's in London, Ontario. It's, I would say, B neighborhood. Right, when we look at an A, B, or C neighborhood, it's about a B neighborhood. It's an 8-unit, not purpose built, but 8-unit retrofit. The building right now sits perfectly broken up into 8 units, so there's no dividing, smashing, breaking walls down or anything like that. Building permits are ready to go.
For what though? Building permits for what?
Renovation permits are ready to go.
Okay.
So you're basically taking as is. You're going to be converting. You're renovating everything. Nice, fresh, new units. You're adding 2 units into the basement, which is quite nice. And the current owners put a brand new roof on the building when he bought it. It's actually a steel roof. He has a brand new water heater system and boiler, and it's all been separately sub-metered. So all the tedious work has been done on this one. So really, it's just a cosmetic reno.
So it needs
re-rent.
cosmetic reno.
Yeah, and the biggest thing, it's
occupied
vacant
right now?
No, it's completely. It's going to be vacant. Yeah, there's one tenant left.
Yeah.
There's a date for that eviction as well, but otherwise,
Is it a renoviction?
It's not. Yeah, it's a legitimate renoviction.
So are people all signing? What is it, the N13?
No, so there's only one tenant left. Everyone else is out on an N11.
Okay,
and there's one tenant left, which legitimately we need her out because there's repairs that have to happen to that. So,
so she'll be an N13 then?
It's going to be an N13. Whether or not that can go to an N11, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But the way we're presenting it right now is going to be, we got the court date. We're going to court. We're going to get the N13 and we'll leave it there.
I like the Kyle Ford approach is you start with the N13 and then you try for the N11 is the mutual one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You try for that once they've already packed up and left.
Yeah.
And you have some money for it.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't want to move twice.
Yeah.
You don't want to come back.
Yeah.
Did you say add 2 basement units?
Yeah. So you're adding 2 basement units in the building.
Okay, so it's 8 now or it will be 8?
So traditionally it was 8.
Okay.
So you're not adding any more units. It's just the basement units were completely gutted.
Okay. So they've been gutted.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're technically building 2 new units in the basement. Dave was there recently, actually.
Yeah.
So
what do we, how does this shake out like in terms of like a quick Cole's notes? Here's what's good about the numbers about this deal.
Yeah. So you're coming in at about $1 million to buy, right? Renovation, we have confirmed numbers from a contractor at about 400, give or take, for the reno
To do everything.
All
the units done.
Done.
Okay.
And then with takeout financing, CMHC, traditional financing, I don't even think we did MLI. You're looking at a full BRRRR.
Yeah.
And with the interest rates coming down, I think we're sitting at about, what did you say, 75?
75,000, yeah.
Yeah, so 75,000 on top of your money. out at the end of the day.
Oh, okay, so better than a perfect BRRRR, and I'm looking
So
at
you'll BRRRR it and you buy yourself a Mercedes, and you're
There
good.
you go.
There you go.
So I'm looking. I see current cap rate on this screen says 9.59.
This is why you need me to walk you
This is
through
why
it.
I need
Yeah,
Dave.
yeah,
And now,
yeah.
Dave, I'm going to pass it over to Dave
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Somehow he's made a pro forma, so we'll
Somehow,
see.
I've
Somehow
done the
Dave got
numbers.
this. I actually don't know why I said that, so I'm sorry, Jake. I wasn't trying to throw shade. We got lots of good listings.
You do have a lot of good
It's good.
listings.
You know, it's going to make a fun episode. I like it.
Yeah. No, interesting. Like, so we ran it. Normally what we'll do is put zeros across the current, which is right here, but I'll get into why we didn't do that just for simplicity reasons. So the only thing we're trying to accomplish here is looking at it. Someone's going to buy it, deploy $400,000 to it, and what does it look like?
So when you got listing price, offer price,
Yeah.
we would have to obviously factor in the renovations, but that's not on this page, right?
Yeah. So this is just a high level of the only reason I do the sheet is really what's this thing going to be worth.
Right. Yeah. So that cap rate's not really telling the whole story because we would want to add in the reno cost too.
Yeah. So this is just kind of stage one of the discussion, which is we put a 5.5 cap on it because it's not purpose built. Could we go lower? Probably, but it gives us a range. So anytime you see this sheet, it's going to show you what you're buying it at and then what its upside's going to be.
Okay. So you're saying it's after the reno, you're thinking 1.74.
Yeah.
And we thought 400 in.
Exactly.
But you're saying at 95%, you're pulling money out.
Not even. So I'll
I
show
think
you
we did
here.
80,
so this
85.
this sheet will draw a little bit more clarity for you.
And 5.5 is conservative too.
For sure.
Brand new renovation, $217 a door.
It's probably light to be transparent, but again, the point of this whole sheet, everyone that we've taken on as new clients knows this is just a filter.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to get deeper into it. So we're conservative by nature on this because we see hundreds and hundreds of deals. So it's like, which deals do we actually focus on to bring to clients, which is the only purpose of this.
Which deals does it make sense to do a deeper dive into?
Yeah. Because
really
most of these
fine-tune?
don't shake out, right?
Exactly.
So when you're being conservative, it's a nice enough filter to get into the description.
Yeah.
So this sheet, I know it looks busy. This theory here is we're building out a construction budget, showing the purchase price, showing inclusive of that construction, what do things shake out as?
So you're figuring you're going to have 120 on the one beds. Oh, there's 3 1 beds, 4 2 beds, and 1 3 bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I
It's a
click
great
over,
unit
is
mix.
the sheet switching over when I do
Yeah,
this?
I see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, good. Yeah, so rental rates when we're stabilized and it's renovated, 17, 1550, and then there's a smaller unit for 1150. So I think conservative on those.
That's pretty conservative, yeah.
Yeah. Again, these are fully renoed units. They're brand new units, right? So we're going to get more.
You would think so, yeah. And like
again,
when you say fully renovated, so we're talking new kitchen cabinets, new countertops.
Yeah.
The drywall stays. You just refinish.
Yeah,
the
so
walls.
just for description purpose, like the 6 units that exist right now, those just need refreshes. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's the.
like, is a refresh including a kitchen?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the basement units need everything.
Everything.
They need insulation, drywall, all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So as Jake said, we brought a contractor through. This is his numbers, and he's quite accurate with when he does this stuff.
And this is actually the second opinion we've had. So I've had 2 opinions now, have both come in, give or take 400.
Yeah.
Which is, so we'll get a third opinion.
Yeah.
Right? We can,
Yeah, and people always
do
ask
it all day long.
during the flow of the process, right? Is you like the numbers, you get it under contract, and that's where you start doing the due diligence. You're going to bring your contractors. If you don't have them, we can bring.
Well, how big are those basement units?
Your better description. I'm
Each, I'd say mid 7s to 800 square feet. Like they're your typical
Yeah, they're
apartment
not
size. Like
not
they're good
monstrous that that the renovation should cost all that much, even if you have. So you have to throw insulation, drywall, all the plumbing and electrical has to be redone there too, or some of it still.
So the contractor
drains
was
are probably
describing
still
like
fine.
it's running. There's a few different things you can do. You can dig down, so it's going to be even larger right now to give you some more space. It's not required, but it's certainly add to it. Because there's some of the piping is running across the ceiling right now.
Yeah,
so
but
do
you
a
can
drop
still
ceiling,
get your
you can still
6'5"
get it.
minimum.
It's just probably a little tight, but still doable.
Okay, so you can. So the lowest points you'll still get 6'5".
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And all the floor's been broken up already.
Oh, the floor needs to be repoured?
Yeah.
So in his quote, he's quoting repouring the floor.
correct.
And they just broke up for base work to do the new drains?
Yeah, I broke it up to do that. They broke it up because they did some structural reinforcements in a few spots. They did some what's called knee walls in a couple.
bench footing.
Thank you. In at the front corner. Yeah, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Impressive.
So they broke it up for all that work, and then when they reran all the electrical and everything, so it does need to be reported, but that's being quoted in that job.
It's all.
Does it need to be reframed around the perimeter as well? Like throw up some 2x4s. Okay, so just concrete walls all around.
Correct.
Empty slate to work on.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
So budget wise, we've got 430,000 here.
Yeah.
When you work down the numbers, so we've got finance, lender, broker fee, all the way down. If I go to this box here, which is probably more important, we're doing 85% loan to value. We're doing 4.25% interest, which is here, and it's a 40-year amortization.
Okay.
Okay. The goal, obviously, is we're trying to hit a 1.2 debt cover, which is exactly where we hit, luckily enough. So if we kind of work our way backwards from that, what does it tell us? So we are stripping out all the capital you've put into it, plus about 48,000 in this math.
Yeah, where's your proposed mortgage amount? Where is that? Is that the 1.482?
Right here, mortgage amount.
Yeah, so 1.482, and would have been acquiring for $1 million. You're saying hypothetically, if you can get that accepted, 430 to renovate. So hypothetically, you're getting it all out.
There you go.
Now we're factoring in. You're going back after. Okay, so there's going to be some maybe front end lender legal fees that you're going to pay. Is that factored into?
Yeah, right here. So again, not trying to be the gospel on these. When you actually go with your mortgage brokers, they're going to work this out, right? So it was always hard to put other people's fees into these things, but they need to be accounted for.
Right. Okay. So we have an estimate. You've got your land transfer tax accounted for in there.
Yep. Yeah, that's in here.
The fees are a tough one. Like I've been in a few scenarios where I'm putting in fees, and then the buyer wants to use their lawyer, and the fees are double, and they're like, "Well, Jake, the fees are double." It's like, "Well, you used your lawyer. What do you want?"
That's
right?
tough.
Yeah. So again, reiterate, because I do it all the time, is we've done this enough times. This is quite accurate.
Okay.
But as you move through the stages, we're going to iron out. So things like we are using a guesstimate on insurance. As you're conditional, you're going to go get an insurance quote.
So it's never
we're
going
to
to work
circle
out
back
exactly.
to the sheet, and we're going to put that in. The rate that your broker is telling you you're likely going to get, that's going to change. We're going to put that in there, right?
Right.
So, but the point is, we work through these to go, is this a good enough one to look at, and what do we see? We've been very accurate, but
and the way I talk to my clients about it is, listen, let's look at it as a full BRRRR with 40, 50, 70K of contingency, right? Because realistically, I wouldn't, I'm not going to sit there and bank on taking that 75K out every time, right? But hey, you get all your money back and you own the building. That's pretty
That's
okay for me.
Yeah,
right?
especially if you're coming in with you're at 85% of appraised value at that point. That feels like a pretty decent deal.
Yeah.
Well, we're saying too, right now with what's happening rate wise, you're getting something under contract. The likelihood is that the rates are going to drop is pretty high. I think we would all agree there. So it's like this deal becomes substantially better, obviously, as rates are dropping. So if we're putting in a 4.25, if it's that rate, you're still here. If it's lower, obviously, you're going to strip it more.
Yeah, there's a lot of reason to believe that rates are coming down more, especially at this point with the new inflation report was a few days ago at 2%. A lot of reason to believe that further rate cuts are coming.
Yeah.
Did the contractor give you a timeline on how long he thinks the construction would be for this?
If he did, I forgot. So I don't know. He's quick, but I don't know. Offhand, I'm not
Even
sure.
if we say 8 to 12 months, though, right? In a general ballpark, the interest rate's very likely going to come down from 4.25 to be much better off at that time period.
Yeah. 6 to 8 would be
well,
the
the bigger buildings, we're getting mid-3s now. Right, I sent a message out the other day. It was 3 point. We just got to confirm.
You're getting into the threes.
3.43%.
Yeah,
all-in rate.
CMHC MLI.
CMHC.
Yeah, because I was seeing even on RateHub.ca those little secret advertised rates that they won't tell you who it's from is like 4.09. That was just the other day. So
nice.
That's for residential. You're obviously doing better.
Important to note, for the listeners, the larger the loan, the less the spread, right?
Correct.
So you had a fairly large loan, right?
Yeah, that was $8 million. That was $8 million. $50.
There you go. Okay.
So to circle back to this, if you look kind of CMBs, if you're 100 basis points, you're probably within a striking distance of where you're going to land.
You think is that their minimum spread? 100 basis points
on a deal this size? Probably. Again, I
think the bigger one was 60 bips.
Exactly.
Right,
that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
100. Makes sense.
Because there is lenders that won't touch a mortgage amount of 1.5.
Exactly.
Right. So you're only going to be going to a certain amount of people out there,
and those guys you're going to pay to do it.
But
100 basis points spread off that is pretty fair, pretty reasonable, give or take. So, and again, why are we we're putting in 4.25? I think you could argue probably a little lower right now, like as it is today. And then, we don't get future predictive on these sheets, but if you were, you'd probably be lower.
Even on a cap rate basis, like I mentioned from the beginning, right? Like you guys are at 5.5 right now. There's a chance that could be 5. Right?
It's probably 5.25 right now, right?
Like, is it safe to assume that $250 a door is within striking range?
Yeah, because you got to realize too, we're talking about renovated or newly constructed units, right? Like your $250 a door is certainly doable.
Like that's,
you could get that in a much worse area.
Yeah, right. That's,
and this is on a refi basis, just so everybody's clear.
Right. Yeah, sale is completely different, but and from all the research,
you're saying it's separate.
In the market,
separate because an appraiser has to agree on a refi versus on a sale. There's no dispute.
Yeah, there's often the spread on those is it changes in different directions, right? There was a crazy time in the market where people were, overpaying. Refis.
You get more on a sale than a refi. Now you're finding, I do find that you get a little bit more on a refi than a sale.
It's inverted for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
The appraisers are giving a little bit more value, where the buyer market is just very skeptical right now. They're very sensitive. So we're working through a lot of refis. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So hit a 1.2 debt cover. Just for further clarity, these are all the expenses, right? And a lot of these were centering around CMHC's numbers, right? So we're really trying to underwrite this on what the loan is going to look like, all right? So property management, vacancy, for example, even maintenance and labor, right? This comes out often. People say, well, this is a fully renovated building. So why are you expecting me to pay $6,600 in renovations? It's probably not going to happen, right? But CMHC doesn't really care. They care that number is equated for, so that they can have some safety and security on the grants of their COIs, right?
Yeah, right. Because they have their replacement reserve and then their maintenance figure. It's going to be there no matter what. That's for their underwriting.
Yeah. So when we look at this, we go, okay, good deal, great deal.
Right? Well, yeah. I mean, if you were to just summarize it, if it all comes true as projected, you got $1,300 a month in cash flow, and you've got something that you could pull all your money out. So that's a good day at the office for most people.
So.
And vacant, right? How many people do we talk to these days where investors don't want to do cash for keys anymore? They don't want to deal with N11s. They don't want to deal with those types of setups. I have that conversation probably on a daily basis where people want properties like this, right? There's no going through the city, trying to change units that you're going to be waiting 6 months. Everything's ready to go.
Yeah. And we're seeing it. There's quite a bit of traction on this deal. Yeah. We've had a couple showings, couple more showings next week. We've, talked offers and we just took it on.
What's good too is those 6 existing units, like this isn't a full ground up construction, right? So you can start the quick rehab refreshes on the existing 6 and start tenanting them. Right? So it's not like you're sitting in a position where we have a huge, long 8-month window to do construction and we're not getting any lease income. You're going to start earning an income on these renovated units quite quickly.
Yeah. So. And the permits are approved, if that wasn't mentioned, right? Yeah. So building permits ready to go.
So they're active now? Active permits?
I believe so. That's my understanding.
Not that I think that would
certainly
be
they're approved.
Yeah.
Cool.
And one angle to look at too is
correct,
MLI.
yes.
Right, looking at this from an MLI Select standpoint, looking at energy efficiency and affordability.
Yes.
If you got those 2 smaller units in the basement, it might make sense to look at that and get a higher loan amount.
Yeah.
Well, on 8 units, if you
It's hard to do accessibility in the basement, though.
Not accessibility,
but affordability.
Affordability.
Oh, affordability.
Yeah, like if you could easily do 2 of 8 as affordable, I think that's your level 2 MLI at least, right?
And it's funny, we get this often question: why are we not modeling that out? And the reason
you don't need to.
If you like it, right? But like really, if you like it like that, and again, part of running numbers is you can go too conservative, right? And I think perhaps sometimes I fall victim to that. It's like 5.25 instead of 5.5, right? You start working your way down. But if you like it through the lens of the old program and you can go through the new one, of course you're going to like the deal. Of course it's going to look better.
Yeah.
Right.
Well in that scenario, you'll like it better for less money in. You get more money in your pocket. Your cash flow is going to be a bit lower because you're financing more. But the main reason to want MLI here would be lower fees, right? Like you're going to pay
lower
less
fees,
premiums,
amortization,
higher loan to value.
Higher loan to
But
values.
I think the reason why you don't underwrite it with MLI Select is how many times that program changed in the last 2 years?
Yeah.
So run it like this. If you like it like this, great.
That's exactly.
There might be a better solution where we're getting you 90-95% loan to value, but this is your bread and butter where this still makes sense.
This is the lens under which you buy deals, right? If you like it here, I'm certain you're going to like it through the other combos. Yeah. And that's where the good, strong mortgage broker will run those models, run those scenarios, right? But this is enough to get you in the dance. Go, I like that deal, and off to them.
Yeah. It's a good summary of it. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? Well, I guess the one thing is just area of London. What are we talking here?
Yeah, so it's you know where the Labatt's factory is? Yeah, so around there.
That's like Highbury area, isn't it?
Yeah.
Am I right? Okay.
No, it's
or is that over one more? I used to be from London, but
I know that's why I was like, I didn't know.
So it's Grey Street in London. We got to pull it.
Grey Street. Grey Street is like like East London, and East London used to be like East Hamilton, but not anymore. Like now it's like. Well, it's the same thing. They've both been like gentrified. Yeah. You know, new stuff. They've got that giant. Well, near the Western Fair, they got all that new play place at the old Kellogg factory.
So no, it's not in the East End.
It's not East End.
No, it's not East End.
Let's see here.
Sorry, because the last one we sold was in the East End. That's why I was like, this is not in the East End.
I want to pull up. The address here, just for my own knowing.
175 Grey.
And is this listed or not listed?
Exclusive.
Yeah.
That's why people watch the show.
That's why people watch the show.
That's it. And to learn about the areas of London.
And to listen to exciting stuff about underwriting.
Yeah. All right. This isn't loading, so my internet's slow. Anyways.
We'll put it in the show
Grey
notes.
Street. You guys can look it up. B neighborhood. Anyways, it seems like a decent deal. Not a purpose built to summarize, but it looks like, perfect BRRRR opportunity, which, I mean, anyone who watched my podcast for all those years, like, it didn't happen that often. Like, it was a big deal when it happened. So it's cool to see that at 85%, that's a possibility here.
Yeah.
And I think it disappeared for a long time.
It did.
Like it was there, then it disappeared. And I
would say for at least a year, the last year, I have not seen a BRRRR or many BRRRRs, I should say. Maybe one.
I'd say at least under 3 or 4 total.
And that's why you've got to, pump your tires here. You got a properly priced exclusive listing. Like the problem with stuff right now is people aren't. I call them true sellers. They're not. They're just hoping. Hey, let's throw it up, and it's like it's not going to sell, right? This is the product that sells, and you have a reasonable seller.
Sensitive market right now.
It is incredible.
Right?
Soho. That's what you were looking for.
That's the
one.
It's
in Soho.
Nice name.
Yeah.
Soho.
Yeah, south of Horton.
Yeah.
Not the same as the Soho in New York. Anyways, just south of downtown for anybody.
So I was going to say, what would you classify that market as? That neighborhood?
Like B, a C plus.
Like I think
it's a transitioning area.
The problem there's pockets that I would say are a true C. Right. But then there's other pockets of that area. Like there's a really nice park just down the road.
It depends. I would have to see it. I did flip one over on Colburn, just a few blocks over, and you got okay pockets in there.
Well, this is where we equate for it on any of these deals in the rental figures, right? And so again, you get it under contract, and then we start canvassing opinions for local property managers. Hey, this particular area, are we in line?
You have the historic view of London, like from 10 years ago, where like that was like not that great of an area, but then so many people have come into London that you've kind of pushed a lot of the riffraff out of these areas.
Like we talk about this all the time, and everybody has their biases. Like wherever you grew up, wherever you're from,
especially if you're from London,
you're gonna have bias.
Yeah, like if you're old school London, you're like, oh no, you don't do you don't do off of Hamilton Road or anything like
or
that,
East End
like,
or anything.
Yeah, like whereas then you got all these new Toronto people that are like, hey, I just picked up a deal there, and like that's actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
So I know the guy who owns this one, obviously. It's a friend of mine. So anyways, I know his strategy and what he did, and he went and bought up in all these areas, and they crushed for him.
100%.
Yeah.
Right. It's just everything is equated for, right? So if we're looking at it like we're in A area and we're off on rental rates, that'd be one thing. But I'm quite confident in those rental rates. So you're equating for that gap in from an A to a C or B or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes, sweet sound and deal, guys. Thanks for sharing. And I guess we'll just put a bow on this one. So, guys, if you made it this far, make sure you show the channel some love. And then, of course, you're going to want to make sure you're on the insiders list. People have been pouring onto that list lately, so thanks for doing that.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of fun intake calls, which is great.
Yeah, a lot of people talking to the team here, and then, of course, getting access to a lot of these off-market deals or these pocket listings that this team of very competent guys puts together. So, anyways, with that said, thanks, guys. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you.